Welcome students, Icse 10th standard, history, chapter 2. Let's get started. So, this is the continuation of video after the first chapter. So, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. If you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up. So, we'll go ahead. What is nationalism? Nationalism denotes patriotism or devotion to the nation. One who is patriotic, loves his or her country and feels very loyal towards it. By whom and when was the Brahma Samaj founded? Rajaram Mohan Roy and in 1828. Mention any two social evils that came in from severe critics by Rajaram Mohan Roy, that is child marriage and sati system. When and by whom was the Bengal Weekly started? Rajaram Mohan Roy started the Bengal Weekly in 1821. Mention any one important effort made by Rajaram Mohan Roy in support of freedom of press. Rajaram Mohan Roy argued whatever civil liberties were enjoyed by the people of England should also be enjoyed by the Indians, and presented a petition to the Supreme Court for legal action to be taken against press regulations. Mention any two social reforms favored by Jyotiba Phule. So the answer to that is upliftment of lower classes and gender justice. When and by whom was the Satya Shrodhak Samaj founded? So it was founded by Jyotiba Phule on 24th September 1873. So dates you can confirm once more with your textbook. In case if any mistakes are there, please let me know. What did the Satya Shrodhak Samaj endeavor to do? The society endeavored to mitigate the distress and suffering of Dalits, women and the common people. Phule conceived of a society based on justice, liberty, equality and fraternity. By whom and when was Arya Samaj founded? So it was founded by Swami Dayananda Saraswati in 1875. Again I am telling, if any discrepancies are there in my video, so please let me know so that I can correct myself. Everything is based on your textbook, which is prescribed by the board, that is ICSE. And in case any mistake is there with respect to dates or answers, you can correct me. Who was the founder of Ramakrishna Mission? Swami Vivekananda. So who was the founder of Aligarh movement and what was its main objective? Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was the founder of Aligarh movement in India. The objective of the Aligarh movement was to instill in the Muslim a desire for Western education and culture. Name any two European scholars who projected the richness of Indian culture heritage. That is, European scholars rendered valuable help in restoring Sanskrit literature, Indian philosophy and culture. What feelings did the rediscovery of India sparked by Western scholars arose among our people? The work of these scholars aroused nationalist passion against foreign rulers. A feeling grew among Indians that they must build an India yet greater than what she has been already. So, what was the influence of Western education? Western education instilled in the minds of the educated classes the Western ideas of liberty and equality. It also gave them a common language which made it possible for them to understand each other and plan a common program of action. What role did the English language play in nations' awakening in the 19th century? It inspired to work for the political independence of their nation. Name the two Western thinkers whose work inspired Indians: Garibaldi and Cavour. What role did the press play in forecasting patriotism? These have been distinct nationalist character under distinct censorship on the publication of paper and journals, supported the policies of government in India, and they kept people informed of rapid political developments in the country. Bankim Chandra's novel. So Bankim Chandra's novel Andamat, which was tidily been called the Bible of modern Bengal patriotism. Give two evidences to suggest the British pursued the policy of economic exploitation, that is peasant suffering, and the handicrafts stagnated. Give one reason why Indian handicraft declined. The policy of The policy of free trade was responsible for the destruction of our crafts and trades. In what way did the zamindars exploit the peasants in India? The Indian peasants had to sell their produce at cheap prices in order to satisfy the greed of the moneylenders, the zamindars and the government officials. How did the moneylenders exploit peasants during the British rule? So again, this is two questions like the Indian peasants had to sell their produce at cheap prices in order to satisfy the greed of the moneylenders, the zamindars and the government officials. In what way did the zamindars exploit? The answer to that question is, under the zamindari system, the peasants were left absolutely at the mercy of the landlord, who could give them or their land or anything. Why did the British construct railway and develop roadways in India? These projects were considered necessary for the point of view of the administration efficiency and the investment of surplus British capital in India. How did the introduction of railway and the other means of transport help in uniting Indians against the British? Railways enabled people belonging to different castes and religion to move and mix each other. This became an effective means of orthodoxy and untouchability. With transport facility, books, journals and newspapers have been carried from one place to another. Give to evidences to suggest that the British pursued the perspective of colonial policy, the imperial darbar and the press regulation. Name the act of Lord Lytton's regime, the Vernacular Press Act. What was the main provision of Indian Arms Act? The Indian Arms Act made it a criminal offence for Indians to keep or bear arms without the license. In whose Viceroy did the Ebert Bill take place? It's Lord Ripon. So, what was the objective on the Ebert Bill and why was it not passed? The objective is to reduce some of the grievances of the Indians. The Anglo-Indian community carried on a wild agitation against this measure. So, the government ultimately withdrew the bill and negotiated a compromise. Name any two associations. The East India Association. When did by whom East India Association founded? Dadabhai Naoroji founded East India Association on 1st October 1866. Who founded Indian Association at Kolkata? Surendranath Banerjee. Name any two objectives of the Indian Association. So objectives were to unite the Indians upon the basis of common political interest and beliefs, to promote brotherly feelings between Hindus and Muslims. Where and when was Indian National Congress by Surendranath Banerjee? It was done at Kolkata in 1883. When and by whom was the Indian National Congress founded? A.O. Hume played a major role in formation on December 1885. Where was the first session? So it was held in Bombay, that is Mumbai. So by W.C. Banerjee, the first president of the Indian National Congress. Where was the second session held? It was held in Kolkata in 1886 by Dadabhai Naoroji. Give any two immediate objectives of the Congress. So, to promote a feeling of national unity among the lowers of the country, to train and organize public opinion in the country. Mention any two demands. So, expansion of the Legislative Council, reduction of military expenditure. Name the organization that merged, that is Indian National Conference. So guys, this is with respect to the short answers. So I will be recording a new video or the next video on structured answers for the chapter 2. So give your valuable feedbacks. I am waiting for your feedback. Thank you. Do well. This is a quick revision, and in case you have any problem or any mistake in the video, please let me know so that I can correct. Thank you.